Hey guys, thanks for checking out the Bucked Up Podcast. If you don't mind hitting the like and subscribe button, we have 2 new episodes coming out every week. Now let's get into it. Today's episode is sponsored by one of my favorite rap labels, Front Row Regal. Started by my good friend Rock City Mark, legendary rapper Ito, and Jay Rios, they are the go-to for real hip-hop. Make sure to check out the whole team, including DJ Doo-Wop, Jay Black, Nice to Future, Boo Boo the Prince, Reno RX, and Uwop Diggs. Follow Front Row Regal on all platforms and check out the New York by Ito and DJ Doo-Wop out now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey.
What were you doing over in Asia?
Well, I still tour around the world and DJ my own sets. So besides, my residencies here in the States, I also have a presence outside the country. So first time I've been over there since the pandemic. So it's been nice to get back to like Thailand, Singapore. I did Tokyo, I did Bali. And I was supposed to go to Australia, but how my schedule's set up, I have to wait because it's too many things coming. So I had to push back my Australia tour until November. I think we're gonna go back out there.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, man.
I bet that's amazing going to different parts of the world. I mean, I can't imagine that.
I mean, like it's one experience like on tour, like obviously with Justin or like doing like a world tour like that. That's one experience. But just to go on my own is just, it's for me, it's great too, because it's like I'm able to see the world some more and also just, do some more sightseeing. A lot of times I'm in a city for only like sometimes a day, you know what I mean? Whereas a trip like this, I can do a couple days in the city.
Yeah.
And be a tourist a little bit and then also work.
But that's what I mean. It's off of you,
Yeah.
like you being able to do your shows. I feel like being able to DJ is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it all started for me. Like I started DJing at, I got my turntables at 12. You know what I mean? I feel like I was professional by the age of 17. That's when I started really that being like my only job. You know what I mean? That college, and I just DJ throughout college.
Did you ask for the turntables?
Yeah, I saw my boy DJ Scribble. He was on MTV. He was the biggest. He was so huge. Like, you know what I mean? As a kid, at like 12, watching this man, he was interviewing people. He was hosting like a couple different TV shows. The spring break thing on MTV he was doing. And for me, it was just like the control, like how to play music, rock a party, and then also be important enough to be in front of the TV cameras, you know what I mean? Like, and hosting it. It was just like, he had so much power. And I just feel like, and not even like, power sounds kind of like, off, but it's just being real. Like he had so much control. Control is probably a better use of the word. So like control, he had so much control over the situation. And it was like, all right, cool. Like that's something I can see myself doing. And then I asked my parents for turntables for Christmas. Like I finally got like a pack, like a starter pack. And then like, I'm not gonna lie to you, they kind of built dust for like the first year of having them because I didn't know what I was doing with them. Like, you know what I mean? Luckily my brother like all his friends from Baltimore were all DJs and he knew all the basics, which is crazy. So he taught me how to blend two records. He taught me how to just like a couple different like, beginner scratches. And then from there, I just kind of, once I learned how to blend this record to this record, it unlocked something in my head. And it just kind of just took off from there.
Yeah. Isn't it weird what we connect to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying because like imagine like getting two turntables and records, and it's just like, there's no YouTube, so it's like, how do you? Like, there's only so much I can listen to. I actually like, you know what I mean. This is when I would, I started sneaking into clubs at 14, 15, just so I can watch how a DJ would DJ, and this became like that's what you would have to do. Like, you know what I mean? Like back in the day, like you would have to. It was like you have to either shadow someone or like your brother or a cousin or somebody just knew how to DJ, and then that's what you learned off of. So. I used to record DJs mixes or sets on the radio. That was like the biggest thing for me. And like I would try to like go back and listen to it on my ride to school the next day just to understand what was going on.
But I mean how your brain connects to that specifically. Like you saw
it was
on
like
TV
blending,
and that
was such a thing. Like blending was like such a thing to me. It was just like, all right, cool. So you just sped this up right here. Just a couple more BPMs and you slow this one down a little. it blends like okay, kick,
Yeah.
what's there, like you know what I mean, like a 4-bar intro, an 8-bar intro, like these are all things, 2-bar intro, these are all things you just start learning, and then once you go down the rabbit hole of being a DJ, like it just, you know what I mean, becomes part of your life. So
Yeah. Because I'm a stand-up comedian. I started the podcast afterwards, and I would do the same thing and sneak into clubs at 14,
yeah,
16. But I always am like, do you find your path or does your path find you? Because I don't know why I connected to stand-up. It was just the
yeah.
thing. That was the thing. Same with you and DJing, you know?
Yeah, I was stuck. I was at home for a spring break at 12, and I just was watching MTV, and then I seen this guy that was DJing. I'm like, man, this is really cool.
And it
And it's just
changes
like,
your whole trajectory of
yeah,
your
like
life.
it does, like I always was like, my father used to make. My dad had a crazy vinyl collection, like growing up. Like he had literally everything, like you name it. He had them in like and still on the covers, like plastic. From back when he was a kid. So it's just like he used to make mixes for his friends, and it was just like that was just something that kind of stuck with me. And then it's just crazy how that from that knowledge and then seeing somebody using turntables, okay, cool, what is this? And then like from there you're just interested, like you're just like, you know what I mean, it kind of just it leads you down a path, and that's kind of what happened. And back when I was growing up, it wasn't easy to be a DJ. Think about it, it wasn't like now, like how everyone could just grab some a jump drive and put some music on it and start DJing. It's not. This is, I mean, you needed, you know what I mean? Like you literally had to either work a couple of different jobs to make some money just to buy equipment or to buy records. You know what I mean? Because if you didn't have the actual vinyl, you couldn't play the song back in the day. You couldn't just download it, put it on a CD. That came eventually, but at the time when I started, you really needed to have a collection of music, and that was based off of like, you know what I mean? Like, so it was just the journey for sure, and coming up, you know what I mean? It was nice.
Yeah. But do you think that's what got you to where you are, is because it was harder, because you had to really grind it out? If someone was doing that now, they're not going to be able to be where you are,
I mean, well, it's just,
or start off with the.
No, like I'll say like this, through my career of being a DJ, and even being an A&R, like everything's, it was never something of, it was never steps I could skip. You know what I mean? It was always one after. I had to go through emotions just like anyone else would have gone through them. So, you know what I mean? Like even when I got with Justin for the first time, I'm coming from a college background, hip hop, R&B, reggae. I don't know anything about no pop music. I don't know, you know what I mean? I'm not listening to pop. I'm not really into pop. I don't know what's going on in the pop world at all.
Yeah.
So like for me, it's like, okay, cool. It's like, yeah, I know this much about this world, but now I'm at the bottom now in this pop world. I got to figure out how to do this, you know what I'm saying? And like how to bring my flavor into the situation.
How did you know that was the right move to make?
Man, it's crazy. My like even I went to Hampton University, and while in college, I had a couple different opportunities for me to go on tour with different artists and drop out. I would have to drop out of school though, and every time my father was just like, "Nah, there's going to be a way better opportunity for you when you get out of school." And I used to like battle with my parents. Like I used to battle with them over this, and it was just, and I would see other people drop out of school and go pursue a music career, and it's just like, I was like, all right, let me just stay and get this degree and just whatever. So when I graduated school, I didn't really have plans as far as, I'm gonna go get a job. Like I was the job, I was the business. So it was like, at like my senior year, I was driving 3 hours every weekend to go to DC and do parties and connect and just, do radio and just do a bunch of, this networking, this is what you would do. And like school, like, yes, I was passing. Yes, I was, getting the grades I needed to have, the GPA that I needed to pass. But it was, you know what I mean? I started a business, you know what I mean? I was conducting things. I had a blog that was huge back in the day. So it was just a lot that I was doing. So it's just like something had to happen. And then literally 2 months after I graduated, I got the call to work with Justin. And he was 14, 15, I think 14 turning 15. And his second show he ever performed in. And it was just like my audition was the show. So if everything worked, if everyone clicked, everyone was happy, then I would continue to do more with him. And it just worked out. Like we met and then we just clicked. It was just like, it was like it was supposed to happen. You know what I mean? So to graduate school and then 2 months later to literally be asked to have the opportunity of a lifetime. It's just, it happened that way. It was supposed to happen that way.
Who were those artists that you were supposed to tour with while you were in college?
Oh man, I had an opportunity to like Lloyd back in the day. I had an opportunity, and who else? A couple of different, like, not as big as who I'm working with now, obviously, but just different acts. Because this is when like Atlanta was exploding. You know what I mean? Back, so it was a lot of people coming up out of that era that needed DJs or just were in the college market. Yeah. So the opportunities were there. It was just, do I want to drop out of school? You know what I mean? Like, my parents were just like, no. What
was your degree in?
Business management.
Okay. So that ended up helping you.
It ended up working out. Like, you know what I mean? Because I literally just made myself into the business. And that's that was my whole goal, honestly. And yeah, it's definitely been I'm not going to say it's all been amazing and great every step of the way, but it's definitely been a great learning experience. And I'm blessed. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of it, my life could have went a lot of different ways. And luckily music helped me stay on the right path.
Yeah. Was there a moment looking back that you realized you were fulfilled?
I wouldn't even say a moment of being fulfilled, because I always feel like I'm striving for more. You know what I mean? I never want to be complacent in anything. I always want to, you know what I mean? There's always something new. There's always something next. There's always, you know what I mean? Something else I could be getting into or something else I could be working on. I don't want to ever get like complacent, if that makes sense. But as far as like, there's full circle moments for me that happens that will quote unquote fulfill me. Like, there's things that happen where it's like, okay, cool, this is a full circle moment. This feels great. This is like, I can look back at this situation and be like, all right, we did this. You know what I mean? So like, we did like a New Year's Eve show where we were performing at the Fontainebleau, and instead of it being like a whole production of just like a band and dance, it was just me and him on stage. And like, I DJ'd like an hour before the countdown, and then he comes on stage and he did the countdown. You know what I mean? It was just like, there wasn't a whole big production. It was just like back to that first show me and him had together at a water park, which ironically we were performing at the pool. You know what I mean? Like, it was just it was like surreal for me. Like, you know what I mean? So moments like that I have, or just like doing your first stadium show, like just things that like I just never done before, like, or being in Japan for the first time, or we did 250,000 people in Mexico City. Like, we did huge crowds, or we just did Rock in Rio in Brazil. Like, things like this are like moments for me that I can I'm fulfilled from, like, just to use your words. But
you know
what I mean? But I'm always trying to do more. Like, even being A&R was like a new thing for me, and just diving down that world and just trying to be good, or just trying to make the right connections, or trying to find the right music. That was a whole journey in its own. But like, you know what I mean? But it all it's all intertwined.
But it is a path that you picked up at 12. So it is something that has stuck with you your whole life. So that's what I was wondering about the fulfillment, because it's tough. Because sometimes, like, okay, you look at someone at your level, and I'm not a DJ, or an A&R, but then it's like, damn, they made it to some level, but to you, you're still on your journey. You're still pushing, which is probably why you're still on your journey and still pushing,
No, but like, all right, to tell you the truth, like, maybe you can even understand this, like, because you're also a creative. Like, I knew at an early age I was special with something. Like, I knew I had something for, like, once I started DJing, or like once that thing unlocked in my head, like, I knew I was like, all right, I knew something was going to happen. I just didn't know when or where or how. I just knew that if I continue down this path, like, I'm, my dreams are going to be reality. Yeah. And I knew that, you know what I mean? I really knew that at an early age. And it's just, and I know, like, you're creative as well. Like, creatives know this. They did, like, you just know, you like, oh, it might be kind of nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, well, this is inside. This is a little inside baseball, but like, okay, I know that you're a fan of Griselda. That's So when I heard Conway for the first time in 2015, I don't know why, but I literally pulled over on the side of the road. It just changed me. I heard
Mhm.
Beloved with Mock and Benny, and it changed
Mhm.
me. And literally 20 minutes before our podcast, I just got to announce that I'm talking on 5 tracks of the Drumwork compilation
There you
project.
go. Nice, nice, nice.
And it's the tortoise and the hare mentality. And I've been obsessed with this thought recently about just staying in the pocket, being the tortoise. And that if you really believe and you really follow the universe and you really just do that, it will come full circle and it will work out. You know, when you rush it is when it doesn't work out because the universe will prove that to you.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. You gotta be in tuned.
Yeah. Do you have a relationship with the universe?
Yes, I have a relationship with the universe.
Spiritual, whatever. I never know how to ask or describe it to
I
somebody.
mean, for me, I'm a God fearing man, bro. It's all about love with me. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just I'm just all about promoting love and just connecting people. And that's why I love just being a DJ and also being a person that's just in the background with the music because I'm able to help connect people through music. And
Yeah.
DJing is my way of giving back to the universe, giving back to the world. Is this that's the way to connect everyone together. It's a universal love language.
Yeah.
And I really feel like that's why I'm here on this earth to be a part and to promote.
I used to say, like, if you don't believe in energy, you have to perform in front of an audience. Because that's when you know energy's real, you know?
And that's what we're all that's what everyone that's what we're addicted to. It's that, like, what I
Yeah.
mean, like for me, like making people dance or just doing a mix, and I know it's about to oh man, this is about to get them like that feeling right there, and then it works. You just like, oh, like yes, like when you're just in your pocket.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what we are as performers, as creatives. That's what we're addicted to, and
Yeah.
it's something, and it's natural. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you have to find or get it from something else. It's literally natural.
Do you feel like, okay, like I saw a news article that Justin might be done. Like, do you feel like that chapter in your life is over? Like, retire, do you feel like you can move on, or how do you feel
Uh,
about that?
no, I'm not. One, I don't really listen to all the news articles.
Yeah. And I hate even asking that, but we're talking about the universe. So I want to know what
No, I
you
feel you. I
feel
mean,
about it, you know?
no, I totally understand. I mean, regardless of me working with him, that's one of my best friends. So we're brothers, like whatever, you know what I mean? Like we talk to each other a lot. So it's just like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
I don't our chapter is never really ever gonna ever be done because we're
Yeah,
connected in so many different ways. So um
that's beautiful.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
much
that's
it. That's all I
beautiful.
can, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I wasn't sure because you said you're always learning and always moving. So I didn't
Yeah.
know if you see yourself like a next step for you of what
For
you
me,
want to
like
do.
it's for me, what I'm always in is like since I'm self-employed, as you know, I like that freedom. I like being self-employed. I like being able to work with a lot of different people, which I'm able to do now.
Mhm.
Um, I'm a successful touring DJ, so I have a lot of that.
Travel the
Like,
world.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm also in fashion, so I do a lot with like Purple Brand. I handle a lot of their marketing and events. Um, and also own part of a company called Polite, which we specialize in sustainable jewelry and clothing. So it's just like I have a lot that I'm already doing. I started a publishing company this past year, and I'm just trying to get into my thing. This is just my time to shine,
Yeah.
and I'm just trying to make the right plays right now.
Are you a tough critic on yourself?
Yeah, I feel like we all are. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah.
you have to be when you're in this professional space.
Because you're doing so much. Like that's like we all have the same
Yeah.
24 hours, but that's wild.
But it's like at the same time, it's just like, life is so short. Like, what am I
Yeah.
going to do with all this time? Like, I want to do as much as I can. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you don't
Like,
want to be the old person looking back, being like, I wish I did more.
right. You know what I mean? Like, when it's all said and done, I want to just make sure that I made my mark. And if I
Mhm.
did the right way, then cool. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. That's how I'm fulfilled.
Do you have a proudest moment?
Um, this like even just getting this A&R credit on this last project that did so well, and just the music we were able to work on during the pandemic was a very proud time. It was just, like I said, another full circle moment, just being able to get to the point where I was able to get recognized for my work that I did on this project, and see it be received well. And this the year that we had was just so next level. These are things I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. Um, but like I said earlier, I'm not like I always like that this, we did that. It was a beautiful moment. Let's make some more beautiful moments. Or what else can
Yeah.
we do to help? Because this is like, at the end of the day, it's all about changing the world. So how can we change the world some more? And like
Yeah.
whether it's small pieces at a time or big or something doing something huge that can drastically change everything at one time. Like, how do you attack this? And like I'm just one person. I can't do it all by myself, but I can do little small things to help. You know what I mean?
And I think that mentality of, oh, I'm just one person stops a lot of people from doing anything.
No, 100%. But if you can just do something small, it could do something. It could be like, me, I'm trying to go back to my high school and do like a scholarship program, like something like that. Just doing little small things uh to help enlighten people, you know what I mean, or just help change someone's mind about a situation. Like all it takes is a little bit, you know what I mean? It costs
Yeah.
nothing to do that, just to help. And for
That's
me,
why.
it's all about the youth. The youth is next. So it's all about people who are younger than me. It's not
Yeah.
about the people. Yeah, I mean, it's not about the people who are
Yeah.
my. I'm not worried about y'all. I'm worried about these kids. You know what I mean? These kids are next.
I don't know, when did I feel this? It was the other day, but all right, I'm 25 and I was like, it hit me that I'm, because I hang out with the Griselda as which is usually older, but I'm like,
Mhm.
wait, there are people younger than me. Like that's something I had to
Yeah.
like cross my head where it's like, wait, like, like Ice Spice is like 22. I'm like, wait, I'm older than her. What the what the fuck?
Yeah. But you
Like,
feel me? Like
yeah.
I just turned 36 in May, like early, like the 15th. So trust me, I understand. Like, you know what I mean? At one point, it's like at one point, because you're 25, you're gonna feel like you're 25 or in your 20s for a long time. You're gonna feel like this. You're gonna feel like this for a minute. Trust me. And then like when 31 hits you, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm in my 30s now. Trust me, because I remember turning 21 and I felt like I was 21 for a minute. Like I just felt like I was just 21. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And whatever, I'm young. That thing shoots by so quickly.
But you have a youthful energy because you probably lived a fulfilled life. Like you've been able to do the thing you want. You haven't let life get the best of you. And maybe you have. It's not like I know your personal life, but
No, I
have a
understand. I
you
understand
have
what you.
an energy that it's like you're happy to be living, which is something I
It's
think
all.
people need to hear and see.
It's all about your mindset too. Like, you know what I mean. Like, I'm so. It's like I'm doing what I want to be doing at the same time too. It's just like, and like I said, we're self-employed. Like this, there's ups and downs in this world. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? There's
Mhm.
some years where you just like, man, is this the right decision? And then next thing you know, a switch happens, or next thing you know, you get an opportunity, and then it's like, okay, cool. This is the reason why I did this. So for me, it's just trying to outbalance the lows and have more highs or more positive, and more positive moments, and then that's the benefit at the end of the day. At least at the end of the day, you just want to be happy with how you lived your life, and was it what you were trying to do? Was it what you had planned for yourself? And for me to accomplish that, this is just for me speaking, like it had to be this way. You know what I mean? Like I went to college. I have a business background. Then okay, cool. I need to use this business background on myself and my talents. You know what I mean? If I was trying to be a doctor, then that would be a whole nother world. If I was trying to be, in a different field, then okay, cool. But it's just like what I set out to do, I did it the right way. And then that's all you can, you know what I mean? You can't be mad at yourself
Yeah.
at the end of the day. And you know what I mean? I don't have any regrets at all. Like everything that's supposed to happen is gonna happen. Like, you know what I mean? The web spun, we're just living through it right now. So
Yeah. That's what I love about the Griselda, like what Wes did is
oh, I
like,
love Wes. Wes is the homie, man. You know, me and him that's a good dude right there. It's so nice that me and him just connected. And for me, I like being connected to the builders, the people who are the creatives behind the creatives, the rappers, like those are the people who I usually gravitate to. So it's like, it's just a crazy network of people that we all are connected, and like we're all friends with each other. It's kind of from me, him to the Bun B's of the world. Like it's like we're all like a connected friend group. You know what I mean? And we just pass the ball with one another.
Hey guys, this episode is sponsored by Infuse Productions. Anyone who likes good weed, good music, and good people needs to check out Infused Productions. And make sure to come to one of their upcoming shows, always featuring your favorite cannabis vendors and growers. Also, don't forget to come join the Grumpy Cup in Greenfield, Mass, July 8th and 9th. For a comedy show, cannabis competition, barbecue competition, and exotic car show. Make sure to hit up Infuse Productions on IG, Facebook, or go to infuseproductions.com. That's INFUZED Productions.com. Or if you want to check out the Grumpy Cup, go to thegrumpycup.com. Let's get back into it. The world is so much smaller than you think, the world's big, but it's nice when you meet that collective hive mind of people you get along with and see how the world, you see the world the same way.
Yeah, and we're all in different worlds. Like I'm in the pop world. Like I'm not even in the hip hop world at all, but it's just like it all intertwines with each other through fashion. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff, like me and Wes met through fashion. Because we're doing, you know what I mean? Like that's how we connected. It wasn't even about music. We don't even really we don't even really talk about music. Music is like, I'm such a fan of them that I am a fan of the music. And I talk to him about music, but it's not like I'm like, I got these beats for you. Like we don't even do that. Like, we don't even we literally don't even do that. I'll give you a fun fact. I was with him at his house when I got the Peaches record back. When I first heard Peaches from Justin Giveon and Daniel Caesar, I'm at Wes's house and he FaceTime me like, yo, play this right now. Like and the person who I was with Wes, and we were working on some fashion together. Like, you know what I mean? And that's how this works. You know what I mean? Like he'll even tell you like these are just things. You know what I mean? Like, and like that's how it's supposed to be. Like you're supposed to be with the creators, and that's why I like being with those people. Like really, like you might not necessarily, you might see these people, you might not necessarily know everything that they have their hands on, and that's kind of how I want people to look at me. Where you don't know that I like, oh, is he just a DJ or does he A&R? Does he? Oh, he's in this. I just want you to look at me and be like, man, this. People call me the glue. A lot of my friends call me that because I'm just connected to everybody, and I try to. That comes from being around the world, and I can literally go anywhere around the world and be good, or just be okay, or just know someone, or be connected to someone somewhere else.
What when did you first hear about Griselda?
A friend of mine put me on. He sent me like a playlist of their music, and by then I was hearing, like I was already listening. Like my mentor Alize, he put me on with. We were listening to the Benny and 38 Special tape that came out.
Yeah.
And then like from there, it was just like, you know what I mean? I was hearing pieces of it. And then like, I remember being in Australia crazy before the pandemic. I remember listening to like a 38 Special radio, and then West came on. And then I just dived into the West Side Guns, his whole projects, and then Conway, and then all the Benny stuff. And it's just like, okay, cool. This is literally the music I've been listening to. Like, I mean, I'm not listening. I needed to hear. And for me, it was like listening to Wu-Tang for the first time, or listening to like the Lox for the first time. Like that was the best way to describe it to other people when I was trying to tell them what this is about. And then when I actually started connecting with Wes, it was more so like, nah, this is an art behind it. He's more so like for me, how I look at their music is like, I look at their music like watching a movie. For me, it's like watching like Scarface, or watching Godfather 1 or 2, or just like or Heat, or just like a gangster flick. It's just like, that's how I look at their music. It's a movie for me. Yeah. And that's why the sound effects mixed with the intros and the outros, it's literally you're watching a movie.
Mixed with the cover art,
that's what I'm saying. Like all of that, like, exactly. It's the art behind it, and it's a movie. You got to really look at it like that. You can't look at it. And then when you meet these guys, they're just so so 100. You know what I'm saying? They're great people to be around. Like they're really down to earth. Like Stove is the homie. I really am a big fan of Stove right now. Like I've been listening to Mad Stove, and even this SD Neck project they did this drop. That was a really good project too. Like I'm roam streets to like everyone. Like I'm really listening to these people, and like and I know Wes is like, you know what I mean, his artistry behind it is, you know, he's picking the beats, he's choosing the artwork, it's the aesthetic,
and they're
it's
all
all
good people. Like
yes, it's all
all of
about the
them
work.
are. Even to me, like when I first started going around, I was like, they don't have to be nice to me, and everyone was so like,
they're down
like
to earth, cool people.
every
Man.
like
Yeah.
I just did an SD podcast in his house with Al Davino 2 days ago, and
That's
it's
dope.
like it was just the most funny. We literally didn't even talk about music the entire time. Like
That's so funny.
Stove and I'll talk about doing DMT and together, you know, like
Yeah, Stove, man. Stove is like wordplay. That man's nasty, bro. That guy right there is
incredible. Yeah.
crazy.
How did you link up with Wes at first?
What's so funny is I actually met Conway first. I met Conway first through my OG Bun B, and either he had a show in town in Houston, and I just happened to be in Houston, so we all went out to dinner, and then me and Wes were just connected through like we were just DMing each other, and then we started texting each other, and then it just became like a friendship, and then I ended up linking with him in LA for a show for a Griselda show. And then we started working on some fashion together, and like a couple months after that. So that's when I met him in person out in Phoenix. And we were just, we were working on a shoe idea. And then we started working on the collab with him in purple denim. And we did some jeans together.
See, I'm a size 46. I wanted a pair so bad, but they don't. No one ever makes pants in my size. I'm a 46, 36.
I'm about to say, what? I mean, you're tall.
Yeah. I'm 6'4", 270. I'm a big dude.
I'm about to say at 6'4", I'm about to say you're tall. You need a 36. But I said, I might be able to get the other ones for you. I think the biggest size we saw were like a 40.
That's what no one ever sells big sizes.
They stretch you though. They stretch you. You might be able to work it. You might be able to work it.
So you like that's cool that you guys linked on the fashion shit.
Yeah, I mean, like the music is always gonna be there. Like he respects he'll let me hear projects early. You know what I mean? Like I was with him when he was going through the mastering of what's it called again? What's the last one? Was Volume 8.
Oh
yeah. This was so I was in town visiting my folks, and he was in the studio, so I was able to pull up. But it's just like I like that our relationship's like that. It's supposed to be like, you know what I mean? It's just and then like I'm in my world. If I need something like, hey, I might need like I've reached out to him for some beats for sure. Like, you know what I mean? Like I had this for a certain sound that I was looking for in my world. And he just is the plug, like, oh, he said, let me call you right back. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta let Wes do his thing because he know his ear is impeccable.
Yeah,
you know
it is. And his eye for art, because I want to shout out Kip. You know,
oh yeah, Kip is the man
artists,
too.
Kip the Fog's one of the best artists.
I got Patrick Ewing with a brick on my wall.
Oh, really?
Patrick Ewing with a brick on my wall. And I got like a Polaroid one that he did. I got to get 2 more pieces actually.
I have to tell you, so the day that I did the West interview, Kip was there, and he's holding a Kip painting the entire interview, just randomly. And so that night, Kip stayed up all night and painted me with the West face tattoos and That's gave crazy. It to me the next day. And I was like, how did you painted this overnight? Like he probably got home. He's one of the most prolific artists.
He's talented as hell. And this for you reminded me I got to go get some pieces now.
Definitely. He has. I have so many pieces all over from him. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get some more stuff. Yeah, he's a good dude. Good dude for sure.
Amazing. All right. I do have to ask, have you ever played Griselda for Justin?
There's been times where like I've had it on in the background. Yeah.
For sure. I didn't know if he was a fan or not.
I mean, he would be a fan. He had some of their clothes, like the Virgil drop that they did for Pray for Paris. Yeah. I was able to drop that off at his house. But yeah, there's been times it's been on. Like, you know, I've like, you know, there's you know, between we'll talk off air.
All right, I understand. I feel like I would be doing a disservice if I didn't actually know.
No, it's
I
all
felt
good.
like I had to.
No, it's all good, man.
When you were a kid, DJing was what you wanted to do it, right? Like that was your first. Did you see all this other shit being a part of it? Fashion, was that a part of your childhood?
It all kind of just be DJing is always the first love, but DJing is also the vehicle to get to other places within entertainment. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean, or within the industry. So it's like as I was coming up as being a professional DJ, then okay, being on tour, it's just like I started getting connected to a lot of different clothing brands. And it was just like I need a lot to align myself with the right brands. And instead of giving a brand free promotion, how do I align myself to be with the brand, not even financially, but like how can we help each other essentially instead of one side using the other. And with Purple, it was just like I reached out to them because I just had, we had a mutual friend, my boy Corey from Vintage Frames, who was also part of the friend group of all of us, right? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he was wearing a pair of jeans, and I was just like, okay, cool. These jeans made him look skinny, and I was just like, okay, cool. Like, shout out to him. I'm just messing around, but like I reached out, and then I hit Purple up on like on DM, and then he responded. My boy Luke, who's one of the owners, he responded to him and his partner Rob were in LA. I just said, let me just take you guys out to dinner. And we just hit it off as friends. Like, and that's what it was. And throughout our friendship and as they're building their company, like, yeah, I would send, hey, can you reach out to this person for me? Or do you know this person? I would connect them with different, entertainers or athletes, help get the jeans into more hands and just, I was already doing this for them. And as they took off and they started to explode, they were just like, "Hey, we want to, make this more official. You've been doing this for us. We would love to have you, officially part of the team." And that's what we started doing. And during the pandemic, it's like they exploded even crazier, and everything just started working out. So
Yeah.
for me, it's just like, as being a DJ or just being someone that that's around the right people all the time, it's like we are walking billboards. So whatever I have on, it has to be something that I'm aligned with. So, or something that gives, that's able to express myself as part of my own.
You ever seen like a movie? Like it doesn't even have to be a rom-com. It can be anything where like the two leads don't have like good chemistry. You can tell they're just like big actors. Like they just want two big actors. And then you're like, oh, well that movie with Jonah Hill and Lauren London, that new one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like you could tell they don't like each other or they're not friendly. Like there's no chemistry between them. They just wanted the big names,
I'm dead.
But I'm saying that for a reason. I'm not just shitting down that movie.
No,
What
it's
I'm
all
saying
good.
is like you saying that you guys were friends first, and that's how everything works. Is like you connect on a personal level.
Yeah, I didn't get the Bieber job by being the best DJ. There's plenty of other DJs you probably could have picked it that are probably either more technical or more, you know what I mean. I was just me and him connected on a personal level, and then I just happened to be the best person for the job because me and him worked, and I mean that's how I played, and the relationship is always about the person first. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to work together ever again. And that's still my boy. I still I'm still gonna go over his house and hang out with him.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like there's been times where I was just the DJ. Now I'm the A&R. You know what I mean? There's been times that it doesn't matter. The job, it's not about the job anymore. It's about the relationship. And if that's the number one most important thing for me. It's
But
always
I don't think people realize how like what we're saying right now. It's so simple. Like it really does make sense, but people want to make it a more complex thing about how
communication. You know what I mean?
being a good person. Like
yeah, it's just communicate and just being able to communicate with one another. Like, I mean, we can talk. Me and him talk all the time. So this is like, if there's any issues, I can just call him and vice versa. Like, it's really no red tape between us. Like, you know what I mean? Like one call away, and that's how it's supposed to be. When I mean, I've been friends with him since he was 14 years old. You know what I mean? He's 28. You know what I'm saying? I'm 36. Like, it's like, you know what I mean?
But
So
that's the same with the purple and with Wes. It's like people think there's some ulterior motives to like people where like people think there's an Illuminati. And I'm sorry, but I've been with people who would probably be in the Illuminati and they're not. Like that,
I'm
there's
dead.
not like a conspiracy running the world. It's just connections and honestly being the best person and being able to see which connections are the right ones to make. What do they say? You are the combination of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
100%. It's all about who you keep around you. Like who are you? Who's your actual crew? Like who do you tend to be around? And like, you know, I mean, you might be someone with a lot of talent, but you might have a lot of people around you that are not, you know, making positive deposits into your life, and they're just taking a lot away from you. And that's when you know what I mean? Like I've been in that situation where you have to cut people off that are bringing you down in a different way, or they might be quote unquote, you know, energy vampires, and they're taking away from you so much and you don't even see it because you're so blinded by everything else. And it's like once I started cutting certain people off or changing certain relationships or creating boundaries with certain people, it might be someone I'm close with. I've known longer than everybody, but our boundaries need to change. And the boundaries need to change just so I can continue being what I need to be. And it doesn't mean I don't like you, but our relationship is just different now. You know what I mean? It's sometimes that just what happens. It's just it is what it is. Like I'm not gonna let anything come in between everything I done built for myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna let someone mess that up for me. Like,
No, because you, as you said 20, 30 minutes ago, you didn't skip any steps. Like you
I
did
did
this the right way. So why would you let anyone, you know?
Not at all. I'm not gonna let anyone skip no steps on my behalf.
You ever done psychedelics?
What's it called again? I like the microdose shrooms, you know, time after time. That's my drug of choice. I like that.
The mushrooms.
I wouldn't even call it a drug. It's like marijuana. I love weed. So it's just like they're one and the same for me right now.
Yeah, they're being legalized in a lot of places, mushrooms.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
It really does help with that. What do they call it? The ego death.
Mm-hmm. And it just opens your mind up a little bit sometimes too. And it's just like for me, like if you microdose, you're like your day's lighter. Like you know what I mean? You're smiling more. Everything's cool. Like you're not as stressed as you might have been earlier during that day. But for me, like I've been on a nice workout regimen. I try to wake up every morning and try to knock out a workout and like get my day started. Like I've been up since 6 a.m. So it's just
damn.
I walk my dog. Like I do a whole. It's like a part of my. You know what I mean? Like I just try to make my days the best I can make them.
I need to get better at the routine.
Just a routine. Like if not like this started during the pandemic though. During the pandemic, I had to create a routine. I had to because you're just stuck in your house. So I had to create things to do. I had to, you know, set times. I'm gonna do this here. I'm gonna do that there. I'm gonna dedicate these hours for this. And then I was in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock, and waking up and doing it again. Like you know what I mean? Like before I bought my dog, I was just staring at myself in the mirror. You know what I mean? You know the first 2 weeks, you're like, what the fuck is going on today? Like, what is? We keep on saying this is gonna be another week, and another week turned into another 3 weeks, and then you know what I mean. So I remember looking at myself in the mirror. I didn't get a haircut. I looked crazy, and I didn't like the reflection of myself. So I bought a dog, and a dog just helped me to focus on something else besides myself. And then I just started diving into the music and even more, and then working with Purple and the other brand Polite, and I just started just doing, you know what I mean? And that's also part of, you know what I mean, the struggle is beautiful. So that's also part of the journey. It's just like putting more on my plate so just to see what I can fight through and accomplish at the end of the day.
Yeah. What type of dog did you get?
I got French Bulldog.
Oh, they're so fucking cute. What's their name?
Frank White. He's knocked out over there. Yeah,
no, that's the cutest dog. Like a little. That's so funny. How do you not do you deal with anxiety and depression?
I have a therapist I've been talking to recently. I think that's been actually pretty beneficial. I've always, before I started talking to a therapist, you know what I mean, because mental health is important. My mom's a social worker. So she, you know what I mean, she's always talking to patients. Like she loves being a social worker. Um, I started seeing a therapist probably recently this year, after dealing with, like a breakup, and then just dealing with this, this constant changes that was happening with during this time period. It made me want to just talk to someone with a outside, pers- perspective. And I just wanted an unbiased person talking to me. So I think it's been great. Before, my biggest stress reliever has just been DJing, like diving into the music. Like I've always just been one to do that. And then it was becoming a point. It's crazy. Right before the pandemic, I felt like I was being burnt out of being a DJ. Like I felt like I was DJing so much that it was becoming like a job. It wasn't becoming fun anymore. It was almost like, do I even really like this anymore? And then when the pandemic hit, and then the DJing just kind of just stopped, and I was really focused on being an A&R. And I remember I DJ like a house party, like like a whatever. And I was like, oh, I still like this.
You got the itch again. Yeah.
I was like, I still like this. I'm really good at this still. Like I thought it would have left me. I thought it was like, you know what I mean? But it came back so strong, and it was just like, I'm kind of nice at this still. I need to just get back to this being. And then like, as the world started to open back up, and all my new business ventures kind of aligned with me being a DJ. They all help each other out. Me being a DJ helps me in being an A&R, because it keeps me relevant. I know what's hot. I know what people want to hear right away. I know what sounds. I know what genre of music people are listening to. I know what people are gravitating to. I know what new artists are out. I know the hot record. I know the sound. And it's just like, that goes hand in hand with me picking music, or knowing what beats are great, or, what producers are people, like what producers are the hot producers people are working with, or who's up and coming. So both jobs go hand in hand.
Yeah. But you said the therapist is helping you with talking.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
No, because I bury myself in work too, and I think, oh, I'm talking. I don't need to talk to anyone. I'm talking to people all the time.
No, we need
to talk to someone. Yeah,
I did. Like my therapist. She's so cool. Like I wanted to find a Black woman that was around my age or close to my age, and she fit all. And she has a doctorate. She's very she's very understanding. Like the first couple of sessions, she was just letting me talk. Like, just listening to me, just taking notes and listening. And then like, as we started having more and more sessions, in the work she started having me go through, it's just like, I didn't really have like, I didn't really set, I never really made a list of values I wanted out of a relationship with people. You know what I mean? Like I never really, I've like, I've never really was asked that question before. And I was just like, what do you mean values? She was just like, all right, cool. She sent me like a list of like 100 words. And she was just like, out of these 100 words, pick which words, describe you the best, or that you like, that you will want from someone else. And then from that, we were able to narrow it down to like 15 words. And she was just like, these are the values you want from your relationships, whether it's a woman or just a colleague or just anybody. And she's like, if these values are not in your relationships, then you need to set boundaries from these people. And that's the work that you don't receive on a regular day basis. You know what I mean? These are things that you have to deal with on your own as a man. Or you know what I mean? Like, and I was never really, confronted with these questions until I had to see a therapist. Like, you don't ever look at things from a different perspective like that.
Yeah. Because before you said we get addicted to the high of performing, and that's our work. So like for me, like it's almost like you don't focus on the other stuff and you just put it into work. But honestly, that is just chasing a high like anything else.
Yeah, and it's kind of, and it's low key is like, all right.
Because you have to, because I'll be sitting with family and I'll leave family and I'll be like, I didn't enjoy my time there, but I should have just been present. Like my mind's addicted to chasing this thing that it's hard to be present in the things that I actually do need in life that will make me grounded.
Exactly. And that's why like now, like my father was just here, he dropped off my dog, just hanging out with him, not going anywhere, just sitting down on the couch and just chilling. Like, not I have to be somewhere else. Like I like just now like going to visit my folks and just hanging out with them. Like I don't even really want to go. I won't even tell anybody that I'm in town. I'm just there to see y'all. I'm sleeping on the couch. You know what I mean? We're gonna go get some dinner later. I'll see you guys after this. You know what I mean? Like there's little small moments I'm enjoying more and more because like I've been on tour for 10 years straight, bro. Like 10, 11 plus straight years. So yes, that's been great. Yes, I've been chasing the high, but a lot of things happen.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? In 10 years, a lot of things changed and I just wasn't around. Deaths
You
in the
pull your head
family.
up and you're like, where did time go?
Yeah,
You know?
like people getting married, having kids, you know, like I said, death in the family. It's like a lot of things happen within that
Yeah.
time. And
People don't
you know,
think about being a workaholic in art because you're
mhm.
being a creative. You're doing what you want. But then you watch those old movies of like the dad who's always in the office, you know, and he's never home. And then you're like, wait,
Yeah,
I'm doing that, but I'm doing it because I'm saying it's for this output. But if I was living life, my art output would probably be better. Like my creativity would be higher. I'd be living life more.
100%, 100%. And it's definitely a balance that a lot of people struggle with. Like I have no kids. I haven't been blessed with any yet. So it's just like, I, like luckily all I have to do is worry about myself and my dog right now. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, something's going to have to give whenever that happens. So I'm trying to just get to the point where I'm satisfied with all that I did. Like I've done a lot. I've traveled more than most people. You know what I mean? I've been around the world. I've been blessed to been around the world multiple times. You know what I mean? So like I have 4 passports. Like I've done all of that. Like you know what I mean? So it's just like when it's all said and done, you just have to be content. It's
Yeah.
okay. Like the shit stops. Like the curtains the curtains close, bro. And it's not like a slow, graceful.
Exactly.
Like,
No,
it's
yeah.
not a slow, graceful close. That thing, that thing when it's done, it's done. Like so, you just gotta just be happy and enjoy the time that you're in it.
In your ego, not yours, mine, everyone's ego, your ego is the thing that pushes you to great heights with your art. But that's your brain. You're like listening to your brain, but your brain is also the thing that'll fuck you up in personal life. So it's
100.
this like weird balance of wait, I trusted my brain. That got me,
Mhm.
it created everything I wanted to create, but also being like, no, it's you have to like shut it up sometimes because it'll tell you
Yeah,
to
you
do
just gotta
the wrong
scale
thing.
back. Like one thing will also happen is your body will tell you what's going on with yourself if you're doing too much. Like your body will either break down or do something that you're not really used to, and it's just like, oh, I need to slow down real quick.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm going too hard. You know what I mean? Like being on tour, partying all day. Like you know what I mean? Like I remember I talked to my doctor. I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on. He was just like, maybe your body's depleted, bro. Maybe you need to go get an IV. Maybe you need to go get a vitamin B12 shot. Like maybe you
Yeah.
need to go sit down and pump some fucking vitamins because you've been fucking drinking all day and just on stage and smoking and just fucking staying up all hours of the night eating bad food. Maybe you need to get back to working out. Like I was just like, you know what, you're right, doc. Like, all right, you're right. Like your body will tell you. You know what I mean? Like for me, I
My
was stressed out.
relationship, yeah, my relationship with weed's changing a lot.
Mhm.
Like,
In a good way or a bad way.
it depends. Like, I feel like I need to cut back. I feel like I was using it too much, and then because it's,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
was using I was overdoing it during the pandemic for sure because it's just like you're stuck in the crib, but you're just stuck in the fucking crib. And but then
yeah,
you know what I mean? And I was just trying to like what else is there to have? The only thing that was consistent was marijuana at one point.
exactly. And it makes, I remember I was watching South Park once, and I don't even watch South Park that much, but this line stuck with me. Randy was talking to Stan, and he was like, "Don't smoke too much weed because it'll make everything okay, even doing nothing." That's what he said. That's I'm like, damn,
Why is that so funny?
damn, South Park, you were right. um, cool play. Was the food in Thailand crazy? Talking, I just got stoned and ate Thai food the other day.
Hey man, listen, it's for me, I try to regulate it now to like do it like I'll go work out and then you know what I mean, then I'll roll up, make a
Yeah, yeah,
smoothie,
yeah.
get a coffee, do my thing, starts,
What
you know what I mean?
place have you traveled to that has the worst weed in the world?
In the world, bro. Shit, you know, it's so crazy. The worst weed, like it'd be like Mexico, it'd be terrible weed out there,
Yeah.
bro. Honestly,
Have you smoked any places that you're like it was like crazy? Like I don't know,
I
like
just went Thailand. I just came back from Thailand. You know, they have dispensaries out there now,
oh,
so
do they?
we have dispensaries out there. So it's like you know, decriminalized. You can have up to a certain amount. You can smoke off to the side. You just can't bother anybody with your smoke. So it's now a whole smoker culture out there now.
Food in Thailand, crazy.
Tell you the truth, I didn't have the best food in Thailand this time around.
Damn.
Didn't like, I really did. It was actually kind of a letdown. Tell you the truth, because I was really expecting high hopes because like I remember I went to Phuket in Thailand before the pandemic, like 2017, 18, and the food was great. I was able to find a couple of different nice restaurants, and the food was really good. But this time, I guess it was just picked the wrong places, you know.
Yeah. Do you have a best meal you've ever had?
I just had the best sushi I've ever had in my entire life in Tokyo. This was like it was like really like handcraft, like the chef. It was only like I went to a spot, it was only like 8 chairs. You know what I mean? I had a translator.
Yeah,
Like,
it's gonna be fun.
A whole presentation. The man was the chef, they called him master. He created the first black rice sushi. Like, so he made this black rice thing in front of us. It was incredible. And then like he'll literally make a roll and just put it in your hand type. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the freshest fish, bro. Like, it was great, incredible. And it's just like the experience alone was just worth it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The experience
like the food was
of going
great,
out
but
to
then
eat.
experience.
Yeah, he makes that for you.
It's just for us. It was nobody else in there but us in here. It's just like, and like you can tell like food is art too. Like these guys are artists as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's a chef. He's like they call master, bro. Like
Yeah,
his business card said master on it. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like he knows exactly what he's doing, bro. Like he knows exactly what he's doing. For it. It made me not want to have sushi yet. I haven't had sushi since I've been back. Like I don't.
Yeah, you can't go get the supermarket sushi.
Nah, I don't even know. Even just like your 4-star restaurant out here ain't comparing to what I just had. Like, I don't want to go to Nobu no time soon, bro. Like I don't want any of that anytime soon because it was just so great. I don't want to ruin my experience right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
but how you were talking about DJing, like, or like finding something, like that's what his thing
he's
was.
an artist.
You know,
he's an artist. And you know what's so crazy? After we had this meal, he came to my set. I had a DJ.
Really?
He came to the set. Like I'm talking about OG. Like him and his son came to the set. Like, and watch me work.
Wow.
Just like I was watching him work. So it was just like a mutual respect thing that we had, and that's what that's what you do it for. Like that's honestly what it's done for. Like that was really nice, and it's like I said, the experience is priceless. Like I could have done that a million times again because this is how it was set up. This is how it was, how it went down. It was just great.
Yeah. Did you ever see the movie The Menu?
The Menu, yeah, with the cheeseburger at the end.
Yeah, with the cheeseburger at the end. I don't want to. It's a great movie. I don't want to spoil anything. But do you remember the scene where the guy's like, when he brings up the sous chef, the guy under him, and he's like, "Do you want my life?" He's like, "Not my accolades, not everything I've done, but like, do you want my life?" And he's like, "No, chef." You know what I'm talking about?
Exactly.
That's how I feel like you have to be about anything you're doing. You have to be like, it doesn't matter about the accolades. As you said, like, it's cool, whatever happens, but you move on to the next thing. It's like,
yeah, because it's like this,
you have to want the life. You have to want the.
You literally got to be okay with self-gratification a lot of times because there's a lot of things that I do that I don't necessarily get any credit for. And I used to get so hung up on that. And it's not about the credit. It's about just doing and just knowing that this is what you did. And like, you know what I mean? Maybe it'll come up later in life. I mean, who cares? It's not up to you. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I never want to get stuck on the past. Like, no, let's move forward. There's new memories to be made. There's new things to get done. There's so much things we could be doing. And that's why I like just always just like, you know what I mean, working and continue to do more things or just be connected to other projects.
What is your next step? What do you see in your future?
Man, just like I said, I started a publishing company, so I'm looking to sign more songwriters and producers. But I'm doing a consulting company right now. I'm about to be working with the W Hollywood on doing some music direction for them. So it's just like just adding things to the pile. They're still working on music, still doing studio sessions, still DJing. I have a residency in Vegas that I still have to. I'm doing this year. So I just got a lot of things when it comes to that. We have Paris Fashion Week coming up at the end of the month with Purple. So just continuing to expand.
Yeah. How about with life shit? Like, what do you want next in life?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's just I think how everything is going now. I'm just trying to continue to be healthy. I just wish this for all my friends and my family, and that's kind of what it is. You know what I mean? I don't want to predict. I just like to experience life. I don't want to predict anything. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, it does. How do you get up so do you not this is a very inside baseball question again. How do
What's
you
up?
wake up early and also smoke? Like, do you not smoke before bed? How do you get yourself up early?
I mean, it's bro. Like when you wake up so early, like you want to go to bed early.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? By like, you know what I mean? Like by 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I might be tired. I might take a little nap. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I might do that. But like, for example, today, uh, I'm jam packed today. I'm gonna get off the phone with you, go upstairs, change, and go to a studio session. That's
Oh
gonna be
shit.
that's gonna be around 4 o'clock. So, and then be there for I don't know how long.
Yeah.
Travel back, maybe go out to dinner. You know, with this producer I'm trying to sign, and then you know what I mean. Like it's just that's how the day goes. It's just you kind of just go from there. So for me, it's just like
Even on tours, like tour life and stuff, like when you're out late, like are you still good getting up early working out?
I'm a morning person. I'm a morning
Okay, all
person.
right. Because
I
I'll
am a
have a
morning
show. I'll
person.
get home at like 2 a.m. from a show, and it'll be the last thing on my mind wanting to get up at 8 or 7 and go to the gym, you know?
Like on tour, you kind of have to get up. Like you kind of have to do this show on your own. If not, you will get, you know what I mean? You'll get lazy for sure. Like, but
That's why being a comedian, it's all on me. I don't have to worry
yeah.
on anybody. I'm just like,
That's funny as hell.
yeah,
I
man.
just I try to stay as consistent as possible, bro. Trust me, it's not easy, especially when you're traveling a lot. Because some places don't got no gym. Like, where you gonna go? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where you gonna go do sit ups in your room? You feel me?
But anyway, I really do appreciate you giving time out of your day for this.
Oh, no worries, man. Thank you for reaching out. I appreciate it.
Of course. No, this is awesome. You should have you ever been to Buffalo? I'm in
Uh,
Massachusetts. I'm from Massachusetts, but
got you.
have you ever
I
been
was
to
in
Buffalo?
Buffalo. I was in Buffalo during the shooting.
Oh,
It was
really?
our show was right like down the street from what was happening.
Damn.
Yeah, I had a party and all of that I canceled just because it just wasn't, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Right.
Yeah. That's too bad. I was gonna say you should try to make it out for Drumwork Fest this year.
When is it?
August 11th and 12th.
All right, cool. I'll check the schedule for sure.
Yeah, it's
Send me an email that's reminded me or a
yeah, I
text.
will. Last year was cool. Khan got Wale and Jeezy and Lloyd was there. It's funny you mentioned him before. Fab. It was a good show. This year they're doing a comedy show and stuff too. I'm doing comedy
Okay.
on.
That's dope. That's dope. All right, cool. See you. Text me the dates. I'll see
Awesome.
you.
But I really do appreciate this time. Thank you for taking time out of your day.
No worries, bro. I got you. Say no more. Thank you for taking the time and this doing this podcast with me. I appreciate it, bro.
Of course.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, hey.